Final match for one of these two. One moves on to grand finals. The other just drops out. And the boys are they just went straight into it. We got J2G Eni versus DevStar. And we've seen Eni's Hero versus DevStar's Younglink a couple times. And I believe that's what Eni knocked DevStar out with last time in a very similar situation as this. So we got Eni's Hero. And the great part about Hero versus Younglink is because Younglink loves those projectiles, Younglink is getting a grand opportunity, or Hero's getting a grand opportunity to shop. And to just sit out there and passively restore mana.
As well as getting those buffs.
Yep.
You know, the other thing that's worth noting is that with any going Hero here, it might, you know, be indicative of a paradigm shift, at least, you know, internally, for him to say, you know, all right, now it's time for us to move away from what I was doing that wasn't working and into something that I can do that will.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw you guys who are in the chat, in the Discord among the players, don't know, but immediately after the loss with Stefan said, and I quote, "I am going to win this tournament."
There we go.
He's not afraid. Still
No.
just as confident, or at least, you know, providing some confidence to himself. And I want to see that come true for him.
There's the bounce, which I think Eni's kind of been passively shopping for this whole time, just because it's so beneficial in this matchup. But what I find very interesting is that there are so many times where you've just been seeing Eni stand there and let Dev pelt him with these projectiles. And he's not shopping. He's standing there in some occasions, literally doing nothing. Maybe he thinks he's out of range. Maybe he's trying to collect himself. But he's just letting himself get pelted with these.
It's definitely a scary position for Eni right now.
And that bounce can only help if he can actually get it.
Alright, the Kaboom finishes the stock, but honestly, at that percent, it shouldn't have taken the Kaboom to take it. This is a scary position.
And we've seen now Dev does have a little bit of an advantage in some regards. He's played a couple heroes today. Is that correct, or just the one?
I
believe he's played a couple.
More than one, yeah.
Regardless, he's played at least one hero today. And you know, that wasn't too long ago. It's possible that he's still feeling that groove of that matchup. However, Eni is coming off of having just played, which, you know, could be harmful to him, but at the same time could be very helpful because he doesn't have to warm up. He is just warm. But I'm reading the chat.
Nothing quite like that bounce energy walking right through the fire arrows.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm reading the chat. I typically don't address chat during the actual sets, but I need to address Mari saying Eni is pissed off, and I think you're absolutely correct. I think that he's a little tilted. I think that he needs to use that anger
healthily,
to help him, and I think right now it's hindering him too much. Now at that same moment, he didn't get a lot of time to restore that in his mind. However, he didn't give himself the time. He's got 5 minutes between sets. He could have taken a few minutes to breathe easy, but he jumped right into it. Maybe not wanting to calm down, but not letting himself
trying to stay on
reorient.
Top. Yeah. Definitely difficult.
I believe that was the JV2 from Dev. Even the Younglink. And did we see the PT? I wasn't looking at the. I was reading the Discord chat to make sure everything was okay. Yep, we sure are seeing the PT here.
Let's go.
All right. So we're definitely seeing some annoyance, but some home field advantage here. Eni feeling good on Lilat. It's a stage he enjoys. But
man, that
Dev
distance.
just relentlessly doing that so spammable neutral B, and beautiful distancing on it too. Putting himself at just the perfect distance, so he didn't really even need to charge. He can just throw them right out. And he's letting that shield get too small there. If he released it at at the right time, he could have gotten the a parry out of it, which could have given him enough time to get out of that situation. But instead, we are just seeing being constantly pelted here. And our boy has to get some momentum, or he's not going to be able to pick this up. Meanwhile, Dev is riding all of the momentum in the world.
Yeah. And you know, the unspoken truth of losers final all the time. To be honest, it's worse than you could even imagine being here, because knowing that you have to beat one of the greatest players that we have, either of them, and then you have to beat the other one 6 times.
Yep. You sure do. Yeah, it's a stressful position to be in for sure. And that's why mentality is such an important thing in this game. And without a good one, an up
that might kill at this point
here, yeah,
yep.
with that platform. Yeah, that's why mentality is such an important thing in this game. Just to have a positive mentality that you can sit there and you can get yourself out of this slump, especially coming right into losers finals straight from semis, from winners finals.
Yeah.
You've got momentum, sure, but you're fighting an uphill battle. But speaking of an uphill battle, DevStar trying to close this stock against this Charizard here. There you go. That's gonna be it.
Well, he was struggling to do it
neutral
for a while.
B, but that was quite the struggle trying to get in there. And he finally finding his way through all of this flurry of projectiles that Youngling throws out, going for the
Go for the carry away.
Yeah.
Didn't get it.
And I'm not actually convinced a fully charged arrow would have actually hit an Ivysaur who was getting up there.
I don't think so either.
But it was good protection from him anyway. That's just one of those like fun things about the stage quirk that you just kind of gotta learn. That could actually it's not mandatory, but it's so useful for a matchup. Knowing that if you're Ivysaur and you get up attack, a fully charged arrow from behind that wing will not hit you, and something where you don't have to waste that time getting in the spot dodge. You can use that time to get in. You know, the end lag on the arrow shot. Speaking of getting in though, Dev having such a different outcome this time than he had this previous game. Looking at almost a 2-stock here. Very possibly 2-stock. That could have been a very good punish, that air dodge back. And he's switching to
here
Zard.
Comes. Oh, wow.
Which
I mean, a millimeter too high.
I think an up throw would have killed there. At 110%. At 105%, I think we saw it kill from the top platform. I think 110 could have killed from between the platforms. But either way, Eni taking it in with the Flare Blitz there, and we were talking about the weaknesses with that Flare Blitz, but when you can get it, and especially on Kalos riding it up that slope, it could definitely be beneficial to you. And I think the PT switch was really good for Eni, mentally and in the matchup for the stage. Oh no, Eni, oh boy! 0 mana, getting 50%. Right out of there. Oh lord, that was smooth, Eni. Riding the stage up. I wonder if he labbed that out or if he just reacted the best he could. Despite the free 52% though, Youngling is pulling it back a bit. But I think we are seeing some. Well, you know, it's hard to say this early. I would say we're seeing some comfortability with Hero right now with Eni as opposed to the first game of this set. But it's really hard to say. I'm wondering if he just felt like, oh, I've done well with Hero in the past on Yggdrasil, so I'm going to do it again. As opposed to who should I actually be playing in this matchup right now. Now, at the end of the day, Yggdrasil is not too different from a stage like FD. Blast zones are a little wider, and of course you get those plats, but you see 90% of the time people ignoring those platforms. And that bomb confirm right into that down air.
It's worth noting too that these platforms.
Oh, nice.
That a way that we can use these platforms is to watch out for the visual cue they're incoming, which is the little blue boys hanging around. So now we know we've got tri-plats on the way. Now this is good for probably more for Dev than for any the tri-plats.
I agree, because this is... Well, it could be pretty decent for any. You get a lot of Young Link confirms like that off of it, but it does give Hero a lot more time to shop to set up. And, sharking opportunities underneath the platform. I actually don't know these platform heights. I don't know if Young Link's final hit of his up smash is if it's possible that goes through like it does on Battlefield or not. So,
it appears so, but it's hard to say.
It is hard to say. Sometimes just the minute difference in height there could be the deciding factor. Eni having a tough time getting in here.
More than a tough time. At this point, the deck is very stacked against him. Not impossible to come back, but difficult.
Alright, I'm trying to explain that, trying to explain the stage thing. Dev between the things so that he can see it when he gets back. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We're not... I mean, Eni, I think we were all gonna be... Like I said, is exactly what I was thinking. I think Eni just knows that he's done well on Yggdrasil against Dev with Hero. Instead of going with the tried and true PT that he just two-stocked him with.
You're right.
We saw the Hero switch.
You're
and that's
absolutely correct.
Yeah. And I think that regardless of stage, PT was the choice there, in my opinion.
Cool.
Alright. So we're going Lilat.
Oh, wait a sec.
And then we're wondering if we're staying Young Link.
Looks like a
But
question.
it's we're gonna try the Little Mac.
Switch to Little Mac.
So this is an opportunity.
Okay.
Dev doesn't have all too much. He doesn't have all too much to lose here. In the sense that he is a game up. So he does have a game to play around with here. But
And if he manages to catch any off guard here, that's the end.
And I think he knows though, so think about this. He knows how strong Eni is on Lilat, how comfortable he is on Lilat, and how comfortable he is with PT. If Eni wins this game, that means game 5 is Dev's stage pick, not Eni's. That's the most important game, right? So
Presumably, yeah.
Dev is using this match to, to play around, but at the same time to use this as an opportunity to get game 5 back into his favor, right?
Yeah, and there's no doubt here because if he pulls the Little Mac upset on PT, then that means he wins, and if he if he fails, then he gets a stage pick and get Lilat out of here.
Exactly. And more mental damage. So, and we're seeing Little Mac do what Mac does best, man. Just
Avoid,
smash,
avoid,
smash,
avoid,
smash,
F smash, F
smash.
smash, F smash.
Yep. And Eni's definitely got to adapt. He's got to punish, but it's so tough to punish Mac.
Fair.
But Eni's, I've struggled with there was one time that I was struggling. I lost for probably half an hour straight to this Little Mac on quick play. It's not one of my finer moments, but it's the world. And I messaged Eni and I said, "What do I do against Little Mac?" and he gave me some answers. So let's see if we can see that application here. Saw a little bit of a lag spike. Oh,
yes,
actually seeing a big of a lag spike.
Lag.
All right, looks like the players are just moving forward with it, though. It looks like it's done here. And Eni is taking it back, calling out. Oh, that F tilt would have been good if it came out just a little bit sooner. Calling out a lot of these counters, grabbing so much and getting so much off of the grabs, getting Little Mac off stage, and you realize once Mac came out of that side B, once that hitbox was gone, Mac had two options: do nothing, or buffer a counter. However, buffering a counter doesn't do anything if you're still in the animation for that side B, which Eni used that to take advantage of. It's a tight situation, but that's what happened, and Dev definitely fallen there with the Little Mac. I think he had a lot of false confidence there, but once again, this does put this back into his. This puts the ban back into his favor. This is his stage. Right. So we're seeing Pokemon Stadium 2, the stage of finals in so many different tournaments. But it seems like we're seeing a lot of Yggdrasil and Lylat, interesting enough, this tournament, not just from Eni.
Nice.
That's what he's got to use the turtle shell to get through that. Just a universal video game rule that turtle shells can just, they're indestructible, you know? The only way that you can hurt them is by jumping on them. And they're just getting that get up attack would have been fine. A neutral get up could have even been fine, depending on the timing. But Eni jumped trying to get a forward air in there.
Yep,
Ended up falling into that up smash. Dev throwing out a lot of smash attacks here. Wondering if he's maybe getting a little impatient. Just wanting to end this set. But in all honesty, if he wanted to end the set, well, you know, maybe he didn't think that he'd be able to do anything with Young Link on Lylat anyway, and didn't want to give any the download or the opportunity to download. Oh boy, not exactly sure why Eni thought that would work. Yeah, not exactly sure why Eni thought that would work. However, DevStar whiffing the punish there as well, so it didn't really hurt anybody in the end. However, it had definite opportunity to.
No harm and no foul.
Yeah.
Makes Eni a dull boy. Oh,
there we go. A nice confirm there with that boomerang.
Puts us at even stocks, even percents.
So, boy. And you know, you don't want even stocks and even percents in Game 5 of Losers Finals. This is arguably the most important game of the tournament, aside from the final game of Grands. Right? Like, this is like the entire tourney. This is the most important thing. It puts you into finals. It gives you momentum because the person getting this goes directly into finals. This is not where you want to be making dumb mistakes. This is not where you want to be having issues. And this is definitely not where you want to be even stocks, even percents.
Good use of the invulnerability on the switch.
Yep.
Get Ivy in here.
Which, and he's not been doing that as much as I think he could have, or could be this entire tournament. That he's switching, yes, but he's not using invulnerability. Also, that Razor Leaf to get Dev to get that down air to not land on Ivy, and it bounced right over Ivy. It was beautiful. I think we're gonna see a Flare Blitz. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones. The Flare Blitz coming up. There it was. It was trying. You got to get past that startup into the armor there. Honestly, I'm not entirely convinced that we're still not going to see it. Up he had a shield there, I think would have definitely taken that stock. And he's got a lot of options right now, and I think he's got analysis paralysis, if you want my honest opinion. But there he goes, closing that one, and Eni has had the momentum for a majority of this game despite the even percents. He's taken each stock first. And even though Dev has pulled it back immediately, He's been holding it down. However, this is where it all matters. With zero exaggeration.
Oh boy, you said, you know, you don't want to be even here, and you're right, but as a spectator, I can't help but enjoy it.
Oh,
Look at
no,
this.
absolutely. As a spectator, that's what you want. You want it to be even. You want it to be down to last hit.
Oh my god, it might be down to last hit right now already for any.
Yep, this is both of the boys' tournament stocks. It's so tense right now, actually. And lots of mistakes coming out from Eni. He has had a lot of the momentum, but unfortunately, he's losing
He's trying
it.
to slow himself down right now.
Yeah. He's slowing himself down, but I'm wondering how much of it is... Oh. Dev missing that tech there would have been detrimental. Going Zard right now is a really good decision. Being Zard at this moment. But there's only so much you can do out of it. Oh, no!
That's
Oh,
it!
man!
Kill him with Nair!
Oh, boy, oh,
That's it.
boy. Beautiful, beautiful set from both of them. Such a
so
beautiful
many Gs,
set.
So many huge G's.
Can we all just throw some
Capital
G's?
G.
Just throw some G's at Jenny, at Jenny right now. Give Jenny some G's.
Jeez.
Oh man, that was super close. That was really, really, really close.
Wow, Dev.